Something not working on your end?
Yeah, bad headphone jack cable.
Ah, ha, ha, ha. The
It sounded
worst.
all Yeah, it sounded all distorted, but now I got it.
Oh,
Oh, good.
good. Good.
I'm gonna,
I love the light in the background.
do you see it? It's sort of a robot face.
It is. I like it.
Yeah. It's a VR headset from when I had my Samsung S7 Edge. And so it's the kind that you like plug into the thing and then it uses your phone as it was not great like in terms of VR. It was the thing that almost made me just like write off VR entirely. But it works cool as a lamp. Yeah, it has a little faceplate thing that covers the eyes, but yeah, if you take it off, it looks like a robot.
Okay. I like it.
I do too. It's fun.
It is fun.
Well, hello everybody and welcome.
Wow, such an enthusiastic start to our Thursday.
It's been a long couple weeks, and long story short, my stress levels have gone up significantly in the last like week and a half. We're going through a restructuring in our office. So for anyone who's not in the know, when you work in the postal service, your route doesn't stay just the way it is forever. Like in the past, it was like every 10 years, they get a bunch of different managers from a bunch of different offices. And for a week, they have a person literally follow you around your entire route, whether you're on a driving route or a walking route. It's really stressful. They're constantly writing down things on a little notepad and clicking a stopwatch. So if you stop to tie your shoe, they take, 5 to 10 seconds off. If you talk to a neighbor, they take however long off. They're constantly clicking stuff. It's really stressful. And then on top of that, after it's all done, they restructure all the routes and you might end up with like a completely different route. You might end up being sort of kicked off your route. Anyways, I was unlucky enough that when I started in South St. Paul, they were just on the verge of doing it again. And they only do it like every 10 years. So we went through it. It was really stressful and horrible. And I'm like, oh, good. Well, at least I won't have to do that for a while. And then I ended up moving out here.
Just kidding.
Yeah, 6 months before they're going to do it again. The on the plus side, they have updated everything. We have brand new scanners they're like cell phones. They have built-in GPS. They have touch screens. It's great. They're super fast. And so now they just use the GPS data from our scanners. So they don't have to have someone following us around. And so it also gives the advantage that they can collect data from whenever they want. So it's not just that 1 week. They can pull in months worth of data and really analyze everything. And then you go in and they have just Zoom calls with you and they bring up a map and they just look at like the sort of aberrations like, hey, this, everything looks fine on what you're normally doing with your route. But then this one little spot, it looked like you were sitting there for like 10 minutes or whatever. So that has gone really smooth. The unfortunate part is that I don't know if it's just this office that does things differently, but instead of like your route possibly changing slightly and then you maybe attempting to bid to another route, they've basically just thrown a multi-ball at us where basically they're just making everyone in the office rebid on routes throughout the whole thing. So it's like, okay, well, we can all still have our routes as long as the first person who goes just keeps their route, and then the second person who goes, like if they just keep their route, we might have a couple people who change or something, and immediately the first person to go is like, yeah, I'm stealing his route. And it's like, oh, great. And it's because it goes by seniority. So the longer you've been there, you just get to just take the route. And so immediately the first person was like, yeah, I'm taking his. And then that person's like, well, great. Now I'm taking that person's. So we were all
like, it's a free for all.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, until next Wednesday, I have no idea if I'm going to be on my route, and my route's not like super great. So I'm hoping that will help me out. The only reason that I really want to stay on mine is because I'm used to it now. I just got to the point where I'm like comfortable with it. They didn't change too much of it. Mine was an extended route, so it was over by like an hour or an hour and a half every day. So they just trimmed stuff off the top. And so mine didn't change much. I can just do my route. And anyways, so it's been a little stressful because the other part of it was we knew that we were going to be doing sort of like bidding things, but they were only going to essentially, for lack of a better word, like force 4 people to bid routes because theirs changed by 50% or more. So they are automatically triggered to like choose a new route if they want. And one guy had already stated, I'm going to stay on my route. So I only had like 3 people that I was going to have to worry about. And then so everybody was settling down. We're like, everything's going to be fine. We've seen what our new routes are going to look like. It's all going to be good. And then the next day he's like, yeah, so I made a mistake. Contractually, we have to go through this horrible bidding process. And then we were all like, wait, what? So yeah, some of the newer people were even like, does this happen a lot? And we're like, no, not like every 5, maybe 10 years. And they're like, oh, because there was a noticeable shift in the mood of everybody. And we're like, yeah, we're all really stressed out now. Great.
We're not happy is what happened.
Exactly. Yeah. So I didn't mean to go on a rant of that for like 10 minutes for no reason. It's just it's been stressful.
We have had changes in my office, so it's just been different from having like people leaving and like new people coming in. So our office is currently like very quiet because our property management team is now at one of our properties instead of like in our office. So we're like, there's like 4 of us here.
Yeah,
it's just so quiet.
That has a tendency to happen at our office too, like because of the way our days off work. We'll have like a whole group of people who are kind of like the talky folks, and they like all of their days off happen at the same time. So like one day a week, it's just super quiet. And then like one of our managers hates having the radio on, and that syncs up with the people who are gone. So one day a week you walk in and it's just like a library, and everyone's just it's just don't talk and just sit there and put your stuff in and don't and then the rest of the week it's sort of just kind of fun chaos. But
we at least have music bumping at all times.
I appreciate that.
That's like the one thing my boss really loves is that we always have music playing.
Yeah.
And it's been a lot of like late 90s, early 2000s hip hop and rap.
Nice.
And
classic.
At one point, he was on a call with like a banker, and he's like, we have to turn the music down because you're like, yeah, it's maybe not the best idea. And the guy's singing about licking you from your head to your toes in the background of a bank call. Yeah,
you don't want to be talking about like finance and filling out paperwork and then hear till sweat falls down. Hey guys, could you mute that, please?
Yeah, he's like, I'm getting a call. Can we turn the music down? And we're like,
I only had one job before this where not delivering mail. I was in an office job, and my first day I ended up it's a small little kind of cubicle area with 2 other people. And the 2 of us were on the same wavelength where it's like, yeah, let's turn on the radio. And the other one was a woman who was like 2 years from retirement. And we were getting kind of chatty and talking about, we should bring a radio in. And the only thing she said my first week, she turned around and said, no radio. And then just went back to her computer. And the other woman and I looked at each other and we're like, should we quit right now? Like, maybe we should not be here because that didn't. And then, for the first like month, it was just, she didn't want us to talk. She didn't want us to. And so I eventually got some headphones and just started. And all we were doing was like data entry. We were mostly just filling out reports and invoices and stuff. And so it's like, it's not like we're doing meetings and phone calls. We're not selling stuff. So it's like, why do you just want to sit in odd, awkward silence all day, every day? She's
got some like novel internal monologue going on. She turns around and in her head it's like, and then a silence crept across the room. I'm sure that's what's happening.
Oh, I'm sure. My favorite part is that would be every sentence of her novel that's going on, though, is just, and then silence came across the room, ... And then silence came across the room. And it's like, that's a pretty shitty fucking novel.
She's like the hero, the like huge hero in her story. And it's like, and then Darcy turned to her computer, wiped the sweat off of her brow. She works very hard, you know? And it's just like, oh, that's like, she knew she must carry the team of these expense reports.
Yeah, she's just one of those insanely narcissistic people who, like, the whole time she's writing it, she thinks she's painting herself in the greatest light, and then anyone who reads it is like, is this you? Because you're a horrible person. Like, why are you like this? And she's like, no, don't you understand? Because she keeps the office silent and she keeps it organized. And they're like, yeah, it sounds like you're a buzzkill.
Yeah, you gotta have a little life in there.
Yeah. I was surprised. She was also the lady who she announced her retirement to all of us, and we were all like, "Hey, congratulations!" And she just kind of was like, "Everybody, shut up." And pretty much, in so many words. Yeah, in so many words. We brought in like 2 cakes and some other treats, and she was like, "Yay." And
yay, I'm retiring.
So we were, but this was like for the next year, or 8 months or something. And she's like, yeah, it's going to be great. So we brought in all this stuff, and I think they announced it on a Wednesday or a Thursday, and we all, finished out the week, came in on Monday. There's still some leftover cake and stuff. And we're like, where is she? Oh yeah, she called in sick for 8 months. What? I told her she couldn't really do that, but then she contacted the legal department and she has enough sick time saved up. So yeah, she's effectively retired, but we couldn't hire anybody because she was technically taking a spot. And she was already sick called or whatever. So we couldn't, you can't get her off the payroll and you can't hire anybody else to pick up her slack for 8 months. And so we were like,
oh my God.
So, yeah, you were the worst coworker of all time. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a time. And that was 5 years ago. No, oh my God, almost 5 years ago. Oh, how time flies.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, this is Peculiar Pairings. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us. Yay! My name is Matt.
I'm Celine. Well, welcome.
Welcome. This is our little show where we have some fun treats, and Celine tells us a great story, and we're back. It's February when we're recording this, and it's been a weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's been happening down where you are, but up here, normally February is the coldest month, essentially. Not usually so much snow, but a lot of wind and ice and just cold. And we've had days where it's almost 50 and sunny, and everything's been melting.
So we usually have it where January is the coldest month. And it's also usually our snowiest month, although sometimes that does compete with March because March can get really snowy. But we actually just had a storm go through yesterday.
Oh.
And I completely forgot about this because we were going to record yesterday, and then with Valentine's Day and us celebrating a date late, it threw everything off. And then I didn't get home till 6 yesterday anyway, just because it snowed. So everyone was like, I forgot how to drive.
Yeah.
And it is the dumbest morning I've had.
That's forgivable when it's October and you're not expecting any heavy snow or anything, and then suddenly you get a foot of snow out of nowhere, and it's okay, we've all been in sort of a fall mood and we weren't expecting snow. But when you're on the tail end of winter, you've already been driving in this for months, and it's okay, guys, it's just a fresh batch. Let's hurry it up. It's Colorado. Most of us have all-wheel drive vehicles. Let's get going.
Yeah, it was something, but we usually have snow on Valentine's Day.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
I guess
I feel like it can be kind of hit or miss, but I feel like we usually have snow on Valentine's Day.
Well, that's pretty. We don't necessarily have falling snow, but I mean, it's February, so we almost always have snow on Valentine's Day. A couple years ago, I think it was like -20 as well, and I'm like, I'm not going out and doing anything. Fuck that.
Yeah, it was definitely. It started snowing on Valentine's Day, so it was like nice and cold in the evening, and we had to go get Gabriel's phone sorted out because his phone is very broken.
Oh right no! like physically, like the screen's cracked, or it's just all like
the whole entire backside is just shattered.
Oh no!
It has been for like a while.
Okay, I mean that's not the part you're using. I mean, it's fine.
Well, and then for a few months, like just the top third of the screen has not worked. So like the bottom third was fine. So he's like turning his phone one way and like, oh, I can get it to work this way and problem. This and that. And then on Sunday, when we went to our Super Bowl party, the entire screen just like turned a greenish color.
Oh yeah.
It just had this like green overlay. And he's like, oh, that's weird. And then he came home from work the next day and he's like, so my phone is entirely broken now. Like,
yeah. I may have mentioned, everybody may remember just moments ago, I mentioned my S7 Edge that I used to have, that I got this VR thing with. And I loved that phone. It was a beautiful phone. I didn't even buy it a case for like 2 years. I was also just working at a desk job for a while, so I wasn't walking around delivering mail or anything. Yeah. But I dropped it a couple times while I was at work on the carpet. And I'm like, okay, I got to get this thing a case. I ended up having it for like 5 years. I dropped it so many times from like 6 feet onto marble and concrete. Always fine. First winter, I was delivering mail. Second month I was working there. I was in the back of this big 2-ton truck that you use when you're doing like collections things. Like we'd go to this little mini office thing that we had to get mail from. Yeah. And, I'm in the back of this truck. I'm done with my route. I'm about to go and do the pickup thing. It slips out of my pocket while I'm tying up my my shoe. Maybe fell 2 feet, maybe 3 feet, onto the bottom of this truck. And first time ever, huge crack right in the middle of the screen. Still worked, but within like a year, it was like Gabriel's. It was like there was a few dead pixels, and then there was like a line all the way through it, and then half of it started glitching out real bad, and then eventually, like, it still works. You can turn it on. I still have it for some reason, but yeah, you can only see like the bottom eighth. And I've always thought I could get it fixed, but at this point, it's so old. I just bought a new Pixel, so it's fine. But I really did like that phone.
Yeah, so he got it all set up for a new phone. The new phone doesn't come until Sunday.
Oh.
Or no, it comes in on Friday, but we won't be getting it till Sunday because we have plans for the weekend.
Oh yay!
So yeah, well, his is working and me is doing things.
Oh. I was going to say, are you extending your Valentine's Day celebrations? Oh no, he's working.
No, I'm going to a hockey game for a cousin on my dad's side, and Gabriel has to work. So.
Oh yeah, I mean
that's the joy of working in a kitchen job, is that you get to work on the weekends.
I do have to ask: Are you both Apple or Android folks?
So he just converted to Apple.
You heathens. You pompous bastards.
I have my iPhone. Mm-hmm. My work computer is a Mac. And then my personal computer is a Dell.
Oh. Which then spawns the question of, like, they're still around? Like, Dell still makes computers?
Yeah, my laptop, which I am currently using, is a 2-in-1, so I can flip the screen entirely backwards and draw on it. Which is why I bought it. The way Well, and I had a Dell before that, and it died very spectacularly. I was working on a project, and it just crashed, and I could not get it to turn back on. It's like...
Oh, yeah. Just total death.
I just spent 3 hours on that project, and I forgot to save!
Oh, no!
So, yeah, he is now converted to Apple since.
Yeah. I do appreciate that companies have gotten better about protecting us, just like auto save features like every 5 minutes nowadays, because they're like, people are just so dumb. They're just not going to do it. And then they're going to get mad at us for some reason. So let's just build that in. I don't mean to make fun of Dell. I always remember like the late 90s, early 2000s, dude, you're getting a Dell. Like they just had such huge like marketing campaigns back then. And it just seems like you don't hear about them anymore.
I know. I loved the one that they had where it was like they did everything in color for like their laptops.
Mm-hmm.
And they used oh my gosh, the like Lollipop Candyman song.
Oh yeah, now that you mention that, I do kind of remember.
I was like, that was some good marketing. Like,
yeah.
Although I feel like the quality of commercials has gone downhill quite significantly. So.
Well, and I was just thinking too, like I joined the pull the plug age pretty quickly. I was an early adopter of Hulu back when it was like in beta and it was still just free. Like you couldn't even subscribe. Everything was ads and there weren't even as many ads because it was that new. And
I remember those days.
Oh, they were great. And you would just see like the same commercial over and over. And you're like, I don't even care. I'm going to take this opportunity to run to the bathroom quick, or I'll just ignore it. And I'm on my computer because it's streaming and like streaming wasn't on anything back then. So it's like, I'm just going to read my email.
The commercials, it's still like the same, like 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
There's some variety, but then you start to see, I get a lot of dog food commercials currently.
Oh, yeah. I'm just very pleased that in pretty quick fashion, I think it was less than a year when they started their first like subscription things. They added a no ads level pretty quickly. And even though I was still in college and broke as shit, I'm like, I'm paying the extra $3 because I hate ads. So I haven't really... All of this was a roundabout way to say I have not seen commercials for a long time. And so like I just thinking like as much as I was ragging on Dell for not having fun ads anymore, it's like I don't really watch commercials anymore.
Yeah, you are not missing anything.
Well, I'm convinced of that, which is why I like every service I have, it's like I'm going to the no commercials option because I don't want to see them. And like any kind of trailers or anything, it's like I'll go to YouTube or whatever. I'll look up the trailers I want to see.
Such an age we live in.
It's both wondrous and terrifying.
Which is actually how the 1920s were. Wonderful and terrifying.
It is kind of amazing. Yeah. Like the number of comparisons I've heard about like the flu epidemic and stuff like that, and they're like it led to the Roaring '20s, and it's like, oh my god, and we're in the 20s again, like it's 2020, like oh my god, we're literally repeating history.
We are, and this is history I hope that we don't have to repeat, since our story today takes place in 1929.
Oh no kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Nice segue, by the way.
Thank you.
It's like going on a really long rambling tangent at first.
I feel like I have learned how to do this from my high school psychology teacher, because he would do this. He'd go on this tangent, and you'd like stop taking notes because you're like, I don't understand. Like, where is this going?
Right.
And then he somehow loops it all back into what he was talking about the first time. And you're like, I should have been taking notes this whole time. You're like, but you started talking about something entirely different, and I didn't think it was relevant. Now it is, and now I'm kicking myself.
He had a love and an obsession with like psychology and learning about human behavior, but his passion was speech writing. And so he couldn't help himself, but like every beginning chorus, he's like, and that's how we got serial killers. And then you're like, oh shit, he was talking about the invention of radio and it came up. Yeah. Oh man, he's a master. And he always felt really good inside. I was like, this is how I reach these kids. I get them. I catch them. Yeah. I mean, you do what you gotta do. It was
always at least entertaining.
You gotta respect those teachers who they're like, even if they know that their subject matter is relatively dry, they're like, I'm gonna do whatever I can to keep these guys entertained and engaged.
Yeah, it goes a long way.
It does. So 1929, what is our actual topic this week?
We are talking about the St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Ooh. Oh, right. I kept thinking it was just murders, and I'm like, okay, so it's going to be a spree. Massacre sounds so much more terrifying.
It is. And
oh, good.
We're talking about some 1920s gangsters and the mafia.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So it's not even necessarily that, like, because when you first told me, like, it's Valentine's Day, I was like, oh boy, there's going to be some serial killer who, like, kills one person
on Valentine's Day?
Yeah. Like, every year. He for whatever reason, his particular serial killing, like, obsession is it has to be on Valentine's Day. And so he kills once a year, every year. But, or you can just be a bunch of gangsters and just go slaughter a bunch of people.
Yeah. So our sources for today are history.com, themobmuseum.com, crimemuseum.org, allthat'sinteresting.com, and my favorite, Wikipedia.
Yeah. Thanks, Wikipedia.
Woo.
You got me through high school. Well, not high school. You got me through college, partially.
I will say it is funny how in high school, all of our teachers are like, Wikipedia is not a real source. And then you get to college and they're like, just cite it.
Yeah. Well, and
whatever.
I've had discussions with family members and stuff. And I'm like, it is, I can understand how it would be uncomfortable with the idea that, like, anyone can edit it. You know, it's free to the public. You can just go on, create an account. You can technically change anything you want. And it's like, but what you don't understand is the army of obsessive nerds who comb through their favorite subjects, meticulously editing things that they know are wrong. And they will add sites or sources to things that aren't, cited yet. It's like, trust me, it's probably one of the best sources that exist. And if nothing else, you can find other sources on Wikipedia. You go to the bottom of the page. It's pretty great. I think it's one of the best sources of human knowledge that exists.
It is. It's full of the actually people of the world.
Yes.
So I have absolutely no qualms with using it because I feel that there's so many people just going in and correcting it every time. And I like to think of it as science and medicine in a way, and that things get updated and you learn new things. So you go and update it. Doesn't necessarily mean you were wrong at the time because you didn't know any better.
Yeah, that's what always blows my mind about people like that like question evolution or even like flat earthers. They always bring up the ideas like, well, when I was a kid, the Earth was, however many billions of years old, and now it's a different number of billions of years old. So it's like, make up your mind, scientists. And it's like, that's not how it works. It's that back then, the best evidence we had demonstrated that it was like 6 billion years old, and now it's different. It's like it's not that we changed it, it's that we got more information. It's like, hey, you just sit there and drink your beer, you dumb bastard. Just get out of the way. Get out of the scientist's way and let them do the work.
Yeah. So, our story begins on February 14th, 1929. Which
supposed to make sense. It's Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. It is on the 14th.
I should have tried. Yeah, this is the one time I should have tried to guess the date. I think I could have gotten it.
I think you could have. I definitely have faith in you.
Although if you would have asked, I would have been like, oh no.
This is a trick question.
Yeah, exactly. I'd have been like, July 12th. And they'd be like, no, idiot. It's Valentine's Day. I'm like, damn. Valentine's Day. It was so easy. It had to be a trick question.
Yes. And on this day, Frank Gusenberg was rushed to a Chicago hospital with 14 gunshot wounds.
Oh my God.
I know, a lot.
Yes.
And
it's a lot.
Yeah. When police and doctors are asking him who shot him, he said, "No one shot me."
What?
I know. Clever.
Well, Frank, I'm not a doctor. I'm just the first person on the scene. I don't know how to. I don't mean to, call your well-being or your mental state into question, but someone definitely shot you. I don't know how to say this, but I'm not saying you're lying. Just someone definitely shot you.
Well, you see, Frank was a well-known gangster and member of the North Side mob.
Okay.
So either he was adhering to the criminal code of shut the fuck up.
Right. Yep.
Snitches get stitches. Or he was afraid that whoever it was would come after him if he survived and snitched.
And snitched.
Well, either way, snitching would be involved.
Frank, as your attending physician here at the hospital, I hate to break it to you that regardless of with 14 bullet holes, I'm just going to tell you, regardless of whether or not you snitch, you will be getting some stitches.
Well, 3 hours later, he was dead. So shit!
Well, I'm sorry, Frank. The stitches didn't hold.
But Frank was the last victim of what is now known as the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, which is one of the most infamous gang hits in history.
Which kind of makes me feel sad now because, I've never heard of this. Not that not that I'm super into gangster stuff, but you use a phrase like the most infamous, and it's I feel like my dad is into a lot of historical stuff, usually Western things, but he reads some gangster stuff every so often. I feel like I would have come across this once or twice. I know about the Red Wedding from Game of Thrones, but not this.
So Frank and 6 other members of Irish mobster George Bugs Moran's. So George Bugs Moran is that guy who runs it.
Mm-hmm.
It is his North Side gang. So it was Frank, 6 other people. They were all meeting in the morning at a garage to pick up some
flowers for Valentine's Day.
Some bootleg alcohol.
Oh.
Because, this is during Prohibition.
Right. I was going to say, yeah, because it's the 20s and they're mobsters. So, I mean, what the hell?
Yeah. And what started as what they thought was initially a police raid.
Oh, yeah.
Turned very deadly. They were lined up against the wall of the warehouse garage. They were all facing the wall and just gunned down.
Oh my God. And so presumably one of them, well, at least Frank, ended up walking away?
Well, people
may have found him.
Gunfire.
Okay. Yeah. Not. I mean, we obviously know that Frank doesn't make it, but that he still managed to live long enough with 14 bullet wounds in him to be able to say, nobody shot me.
Yeah. And so there were 2 men that went to the warehouse that were dressed up as police and 2 others just wearing dark, nondescript clothing. And because 2 of them were dressed up like police officers, they thought it was a police raid. And kind of stuff happened all the time. Usually they knew and they're like, yeah, just, deal with it and move on.
Right.
A lot of the gangsters had police in their pockets, so
yeah, they're used to dealing with the police.
Like you're doing your job, rough them up a little bit.
Classic.
And then when they pulled out machine guns, which were Tommy guns, more specifically, I know, classic.
I love it. Yeah, classic.
And they started shooting, and there were 70 bullets in total.
That's strangely, that's actually not as many as I thought it would be. Like bullets fired just like into the group of people, a total of 70. Oh, okay.
Yeah, for the 7. And of the men that were killed, it was Albert Kuchelik, Adam Hayer, Weinshank. I don't know his first name.
Okay.
Dr. Schwimmer, who he just liked hanging out with the gangsters.
Oh, no.
He wasn't actually a part of the gang. He just liked to hang out with them. He, thought they were cool.
Maybe he patches them up from time to time, when they get down in the street by a Tommy gun or whatever. They're like, hey, call Schwimmer. He'll patch you up. And he's just hanging out with them, just enjoying being, like, having his toe just sort of dipped in organized crime. And all of a sudden these hipsters show up. Oh, no. Yep. Poor Schwimmer.
And then there was John May, and then Frank's brother, Peter Gusenberg. And then
Frank and his brother.
Yeah.
I could just see them walking in when they're like, hey, boss, the cops are here. And then they pull out Tommy guns, and right before they start shooting, Frank's like, hey, boss, I think these guys might not be cops. I don't think those are, police issue. They usually walk around with Tommy guns. Oh, shit.
I love that you're doing like a Chicago Italian mob accent when they're definitely the Irish mob.
Oh, shit. Okay. I mean, you say mob, I think, classic.
Well, yeah, because everyone forgets about the Irish mob.
And if I may, the names you listed, at least to me, didn't exactly scream Irish.
No. Bugs Moran. Will in a minute.
Oh,
because
okay.
That is not his actual name.
Well, I was going to say, is he the guy who was called Bugsy? I've heard of Bugsy.
No, that's a different guy. Different gangster.
It's just a coincidence that his name is Wow.
Because I actually looked into this while doing my research because I thought they were the same guy.
Yeah,
they're not. Assumed. Because Bugsy ran his operations I know it was in California. I think it was like in the LA area and like Hollywood.
Okay.
Whereas Bugs Moran is in Chicago.
I do keep like it's the 1920s. I just can't help it. Like with all the mobster movies that you see, it's always like New York, and so it's like you don't think of like an LA mobster. You just think of like, hey, yo, boss, what are we doing? And it's like, yeah, no, that's New York. You just can't help it. You don't think of like Bugsy. Yeah. I wouldn't have thought that Bugsy was in LA.
Yeah. It is interesting because, like, Al Capone was in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't in New York.
Coincidentally, then in California, because if I'm not mistaken, he ended up in Alcatraz.
He did. And I believe he did go toe-to-toe with both Bugs and Bugsy.
No way.
Separately. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome. It's like 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, except it's mobsters.
It's Al Capone.
That's
Everyone knows Al Capone.
I'm fucking Al Capone. I get around. I'm from the Midwest. I'm a Midwest mobster. I get to both coasts. I died of what is that? Syphilis? I think he died of syphilis. Yeah, poor insane bastard.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a piece of shit. So there you go.
Yeah. And for this crime, or St. Valentine's Day Massacre, there were no real witnesses, but people did see like someone dressed as a cop and like regular people going into the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's a mob and they know it's the mob, they're like, wait till later to report it.
Yeah, they're doing that. They're like kind of rolling your eyes the other direction, and they're just kind of whistling and walking on. I didn't see anything. Oh, is that rain? It looks like rain. And there's just gunshots like going off in the background. And like, yeah, let's. Hey, is that a taxi? Let's get up. Let's get the absolute fuck out of here. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, let's go. Okay, bye.
Yeah, and to this day, no one actually knows who put out the hit on shit. Moran and his gang. Although it is believed that Moran was supposed to be the actual target of the hit, but because he was late, and then because he was late, he heard that people shot up the place, he didn't go.
Oh. Well, that's fair. Although if he's so late that he already heard about people being shot, I feel like he wasn't ever going to go. Like, if you're so late that you hear about, like, yeah, absolutely. If you hear that the place that you were planning on going to just got shot to shit, you're not going to then be like, maybe I'll check it out. It is a little suspicious.
You're not going.
Yeah, it does kind of seem a little suspicious, like that he was supposed to be there and then he. I mean, I guess it depends on if he's usually a late guy or not. I don't know.
So I don't think he usually ran late.
Yeah.
But it was known that they were getting a shipment in.
Okay.
And he was generally there when they got in shipments.
Right.
So for him to kind of not be there was kind of a bit of a fluke.
Okay. And a suspicious fluke at that. He wants to inspect those Furbies himself. He wants to open the boxes and pull out the, feel the polyester. Yeah. He wants to pop one of the batteries in there and listen to it talk. And he's like, "Are you my daddy?" I don't know what a Furby says. It's also completely anachronistic.
I don't know, but I do know that sometimes they'll talk to you in the middle of the night, and it is scary as fuck.
Oh, yeah. There's got to be like hundreds of Furbies that if it wasn't like the kid themselves, some parent ran into a room of a screaming child with like a bat and just beat one of those fucking things to nothing. That has to have happened hundreds of times across the country. And they're like, we're never getting one of those Satan-filled robot things ever again. And the kid is like, yeah, I agree. No, thank you.
Yeah. I've had that happen like at friends' houses where it's like we're having a sleepover and then it says something in the middle of the night and we're all like, oh my God.
And it's always right when you're about to fall asleep. And just before it actually says anything, you hear the gears spin up and it goes like, "I'm your friend." And you're like, "What?" And then it falls off the shelf and you think it's attacking you. Real quick tangent related to Furbies. I went and saw that movie Megan. I personally really liked it. For anyone who's interested, go see it. I don't know if it's still in theaters. We saw it a while ago. Very good, though.
Interesting.
It was delightful and frightening.
There were parts of the commercials where I was not sure if it was supposed to be funny or scary.
Yeah, it's a bit of both.
Okay.
The earlier parts are definitely it's that kind of.
It starts funny and then becomes not funny.
Yeah. And I think they did a really good job of blending it into horror from kind of like the idea of like funny robot follies, like you pull up like I think it's Columbia University is the ones famous for doing like robotic things, and they're just like pushing around a little robot with a broom or something. The first like, third of the movie is that kind of stuff. And they lull you into a sort of false sense of security, like enjoying the production of just robotic things in general, and then it gets dark.
Okay.
It's a very well-crafted story, I thought.
Good to know.
Yeah. Perfect for Valentine's Day.
Yes. So, going back to our story.
Yeah, sorry.
It is speculated that Al Capone put out the hit on Bugs Bunny.
Oh, okay.
However, he had a very solid alibi in that he was on vacation in Miami with his family.
Although, I mean, didn't phones exist at this time? I mean, I feel like somebody could have called someone and, go kill these guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Miami's in phone range. Exactly. It's not like, if you're a mob boss and you put out a hit on someone, it's not like you're going to. That's the whole point. You're the boss. You're not going to get your hands wet, dirty.
Yeah.
Bloody. There we go. You're not going to get your hands bloodied.
Yeah. So it is speculated that is who put out the hit.
Okay.
And in order to understand why someone would want Bugs dead,
that was going to be my next question.
Talk about him a little bit.
Okay. Well, yeah. Let's dive into his story.
Yes. So George Clarence Bugs Moran, whose actual name is Adelard Leo Coonan.
Hold on a second. Well, I understand the name change. That's a lot. But his gangster name is George Clarence Bugs Moran?
So Bugs is the nickname.
Sure, but it's still one of 4 names that wasn't his original name.
So yeah, his gangster name is George Clarence Moran. Everyone calls him Bugs.
Wow, okay. And what is his given name again?
Adelard Leo Kunin.
Again, I understand the change. That it's not a great gangster name, but although I don't know, Adelard.
Should I say it in an Irish accent for you?
Adelard. Attaboy.
It'd be Adelard Leo Kunin.
No, see, I think that sounds better. Actually, in your research at all, did you find any reason that he changed his name? I mean, I suppose maybe to just be more like Americanized.
I think just to be more Americanized and to kind of fit in to the gangster life. Plus, I also feel like if you change your name, it kind of can protect like your family a little bit.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Yeah. I suppose anyone who's willing to dig deep enough would find it. But no, okay, I'll give it to you. It just feels like George Clarence, like it's just more developed than I thought it would be, I guess. I've kind of thought that like George Clarence would be his name and then Bugs was sort of his gangster like moniker. I wasn't expecting him to have like a full
actual different name.
Yeah, George Clarence Bugs Marone versus Adelard. Say it one more time.
Adelard Leo Kunin.
That's badass. I would have stuck with that. Like you said, like protection thing aside, that's a badass name. I would have stuck with that.
It is. And
Adelard.
He is known as being a Chicago Prohibition era gangster.
Okay.
Obviously.
Obviously.
He was also incarcerated 3 times before his 21st birthday.
Wow.
So, he hit that life hard.
Yeah.
As he was attending a private Catholic school in St. Paul, Minnesota, of all places.
Oh my God!
That is where his parents immigrated to.
Okay, so he was born in Ireland, like he is straight Irish, and then they moved. Or I'm sorry, did his parents come from Ireland? And he was born in Minnesota.
So this is the funny part.
Oh boy.
His dad is a French immigrant, and his mother is of Canadian descent.
Well, what the fuck?
So he joined the Irish mob.
Oh, okay. That explains. So he's not Adlard, he's Adlard.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just so much more fun to say it like that, though. So I had to. I couldn't pass up the opportunity.
No, I don't blame you. It sounds way better but I'm just saying he's not. He's kind of a fake Irishman. None of his lineage is Irish.
No.
As a matter of fact, if his mom's Canadian and his dad is French, it seems like he was more likely growing up speaking French. So he's more like, we will. I'm going to join the Irish mob, and we are going to move a lot of product. We will do a lot of shady things, and I will move to Chicago.
I like to think that he was a Midwest Minnesota boy.
Oh, no.
And that he went to go to Chicago to join the mob.
Well, I started off in St. Paul, and then I went to Shakopee, which is down by Chaska. And, we're in the, I forgot what the name of that county is. But, the county doesn't matter. I got a great opportunity to go to Illinois, Chicago. And I started up a little bit. I've killed a few people, but, can't have a business without breaking a few eggs,
That's true. He joined a juvenile gang and left school at 18, so.
Wait a minute.
And he was caught robbing a store, a few times, kind of escalated to warehouse robbery.
Yeah.
He was in like a horse stealing ring for a while there.
Wow.
And then partook in a robbery which then involved the death of a police officer. and a few freight car robberies. So
once
you
few
things in there.
Once you're involved in a cops laying, you're pretty much inducted permanently.
Yeah. And in the time leading up to the St. Valentine's Day massacre, it's a time of prohibition. Mm-hmm. Gangs are fighting each other left and right. Chicago's just a gory, bloody place from gang violence. Because, you can make some money off of distributing alcohol, so...
Yeah, and then in walks a guy named Bugs. In walks a guy named Bugs, and he's going like, "Hey, what can I get for you, fellas? Yeah, you want you got a beer? I got some suds for you. Yeah, I'm from Carver County. Carver County is what I was trying to remember. Yeah, when you go down to Chaska, you're in Carver County. So he comes from Carver County down to Chicago, and he's running some booze, and he's having a great time.
Yep. Yeah. So the two gangs battling it out in Chicago is the North Side Gang, which is run by Dean O'Bannon.
Now that
is mostly Irish gang.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Yes, so O'Bannon is the original leader of the North Side Gang. And then Al Capone was the leader of the Italian mob and the South Side Gang.
Okay. And all coming together. I got you.
Yeah, they did the separation of North and South because things were just getting so crazy with who had what territory. They were fighting each other all the time. They're like, we're not actually making any money doing this. So, like, why don't you take this side, draw a line in the sand, we'll take this side.
Yeah, war is bad for business. When you're talking about organized crime, you want to monopolize. You want to have an agreement, split it down the middle. In this case, in half. One takes the north, one takes the south. Shake hands and part ways. All right.
Yes.
That's good business. All right. Good. Yeah. Good for them. All right.
It is. And Moran ended up taking over the gang when Dean O'Bannon was killed. I believe he was gunned down. I can't remember doing what, but
I mean, that seems like
that is how he ended up taking over. He was like the right-hand man, so he took over, and people weren't really sure how they felt about it. People in the gang were like, yeah, he's a hothead.
Oh, I thought they were just going to be upset that he was a Frenchman from St. Paul.
No, it's that he's a hothead and he doesn't know when to stop. Is like,
oh, all right.
He's that. So when he started taking over, he kind of started a turf war with Al Capone.
Yeah, he's a great right-hand man. He's not a great leader.
Yeah. So
piss Al Capone off too, because he's like, we had an agreement. We were gonna split our businesses, and now this fucking new guy's coming in trying to rewrite the rules.
Yeah, it was a whole thing back and forth with O'Bannon originally because someone in the South Side Gang thought that O'Bannon ordered the murder of like someone in their gang, so they like retaliated. So then because he died, Bugs was pissed off about it, and he's like, well, now I have to retaliate. So then that started the turf war, and Al Capone's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, we had an agreement, and it is not it's not my fault that someone killed in this other gang.
Yeah. He's
killed
like, I wasn't
O'Bannon.
involved with that shit. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? This has nothing to do with our business.
Yeah, so it's one of those that there was retaliation on both sides.
Yeah.
So because of that, then Bugs was making things difficult for Al Capone with just generally him running business, which is a problem. And when you become a problem for the mob, they will take care of you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of a promise.
Yeah,
doesn't matter which mob.
Right.
They'll take care of it.
I don't care if I don't like you. If we can get along and we can both run our business, everything's fine. You become a person. If you become an issue, I got to take care of that issue. That's just how it works.
Yeah. So tensions just got higher and higher leading up to the St. Valentine's Day massacre. And, things just took a hard left turn, as we know.
They took a hard left turn north into the city there, into the other person's territory, and Al Capone's like, hey, Bugs, you've made your last hop, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. And within days after the murder, Capone did receive a summons to testify on grand jury charges, but he said he was too unwell to attend. And
I was just gonna say, is Al Capone the kind of person who strikes you as someone who succumbs to a summons, or like, that's not the word I'm looking for.
Yeah,
he like does it, whatever.
Yeah, and part of why the finger was pointed at Capone was because Moran was hijacking his Detroit-based liquor shipments. So police started to focus their attention there, as well as a Jewish purple gang, which I don't really know what that means. Other than that, they were predominantly Jewish in a gang.
And they liked purple. No. I mean,
maybe purple was like their color.
I mean,
I don't know.
Maybe their mascot was Prince? Well, although in the 20s, I suppose.
I don't think Prince was alive.
No, I don't think so. Although that does also tie into Minnesota. Prince was from Minnesota, so yeah, a few decades too early, but it could have worked. Yeah.
So they also believe that like police could have been involved, and that could have been the intention with the kills, is that like the police are involved. So what you gonna do about it?
Right. Well, and it does seem like the era when it would have made sense that they would have had at least someone in the police in their pocket, and they would have been able to help cover it up and maybe even do the hit.
Yeah.
So it's like the people, like the description of people dressed as police might not even be accurate, in the sense that like they might have just been police officers.
Yeah. And then one of the other suspects outside of Al Capone was Cosa Nostra, who is a hitman of John Scalise, and Albert Anslem, or Anslemi. And people were saying that they heard Scalise talking about how he was the most powerful man in Chicago.
Who are those people? Have we talked about them already?
We have not talked about them already. So John Scalise was like a pretty big gangster in Chicago in the 1920s. And I have not heard of Albert Anslemi, so I've heard of John Scalise.
I do also forget, I mean, I'm used to the Twin Cities, which as far as cities go aren't super huge, so I keep forgetting that like this is Chicago. You can have a lot of gangs there.
Yeah. So you can have a lot of gangs, a lot of gangsters.
A lot of business to be done, lots of guys, lots of movers and shakers, lots of people potentially out to kill you.
Yeah. But unfortunately, they couldn't really do much with it because Scalise and Anslemi and one of their gunmen was found dead on the side of the road in May of that same year.
Oh my God.
So it is also assumed that could have also been Al Capone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's taken out all the competition.
He is.
He wants the whole city for himself.
I mean, is that bad as a gangster?
Oh, no. I mean, that's definitely what he wants to do. Like, that is, I'm sure that was his big play. And I can understand too if like the Valentine's Day massacre was just sort of like, this needs to be done. And then after that move was made, he's like, well, all right, I already got one guy out of my way. Maybe I should just fucking take care of the rest of these jokers.
Yeah. So it was the biggest fight within all of the gangs and the bloodiest, but there were definitely still like gang hits after. Yeah. But it wasn't anything quite to that scale. And realistically, like, it sent a message.
Oh,
whoever planned it, it sent a message to all the other mobsters out there, like, I am not to be trifled with.
Yeah, I would imagine that it's the kind of thing where you're either going to run other people out of town, like it's the kind of message where they're going to either flee or fall in line. Because they're like, look, this guy means fucking business. I don't want to die. And so, like, I'm either going to get out of here or I'm going to sign up with the new guy.
Yeah. So it is one of those things that, to this day, we're not really going to know who did it.
Right.
It's the great mysteries of the 1920s. But we do have a nice memorial at the Mob Museum in Las Vegas.
There's a mob museum?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sweet. Well, the next time I'm in Vegas, I'm going to check it out.
I believe it is close to our friend Zach Baggins' museum.
Oh my God. Okay, if we ever do like a Vegas tour, we got spots to hit. Yes.
I believe in one of his episodes, he actually went to the Mob Museum to visit the wall.
Okay.
Because there is speculation that the Mob Museum is haunted because they have bricks from this wall, which the actual garage was demolished. Yeah. And it's a parking lot for a nursing home now, where the site was. Aww. But a lot of the bricks were taken and sold to people.
Right.
And a lot of them were like displayed in various crime-related novelty museums and sold individually. But now what they could get is owned by the Mob Museum.
Pretty cool. They could still have trace amounts of like blood and stuff in them. Yeah.
I think a good amount of them have like bullet holes in them.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they have it displayed behind glass, so you can like stand as if you were like one of the men.
Okay.
But you can't touch anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Gotta preserve it. And, keep it looking nice.
Yeah,
but
keep the Massacre wall looking real nice and pristine.
Yeah, for the most part, that is our story. I do, however, have some images for you from the Mob Museum website.
Let's take a look.
Because they have images of it. Okay. Here we go. Tell me when you can see it.
Oh, shoot. I did the wrong. Okay, hold on. I was looking for like links. I see. You're just going to. Okay, watch stream. There we go.
Yes. So we got Al Capone.
Classic.
First photo. Classic. Here's one of the
bricks. Yeah.
Wall bullet holes.
Ooh, creepy.
There's a dog there. Just hanging out.
He's just hanging out. Why does it look like he's under like a grinder? Wait, go back.
I don't know.
Yeah, what the hell is that? That's creepy.
These are real, so I'm guessing he's under like a truck.
Okay, yeah, I thought that was like like a blade. Yeah, kind of like a meat grinder blade. But yeah, I see it's probably something from
the
transmission. Oh, look, yeah, those are all the bricks. With a very happy dude. He's very happy to have all those bricks. This is the
location of where the garage was. If that is important to you.
Kind of weird to think that it was just sort of in a neighborhood. I was picturing like a
This is one of the crime scene photos.
Oh my. That is graphic.
Yeah, I won't be posting that one on social media just because of the graphic nature.
Yeah.
But you can Google it.
I was going to say, yeah, people can find it easily enough if they want to. That is it's like, I mean, I suppose that's the whole point of like sending a message. I guess I'm still kind of in the idea of like serial killer mode where you would want to clean up the crime scene. But I suppose if this is like a mob war, you don't you want to send a message, so you don't clean anything up. You leave it there. You want people to see this.
Yeah, you don't want to clean it up and leave no trace. You want everyone and their mother to see it.
Yeah, yeah. You're like, no, no. We want everyone to know what happened here. Take home a brick, keep it on your mantle. Yeah,
Take a brick
everybody
on your way out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You notice I
You
stuck
can
with,
take a brick. You leave, take a brick.
exactly. I stuck with the Italian. Yeah, because we killed all the Irishmen, so I'm sticking with the Italian mobster. Yeah, I finally got the right accent for the right person.
So yeah, that is the story of the St. Valentine's Day massacre. It's as far as crimes go, there's not tons to it, but you know, it was the 1920s, which was a crazy ass time.
Yeah, it does go to show that crime does not pay, because even when you're like, you're both mobsters, you're both doing crime, and you still end up dead. Like, it wasn't even like, it's not like they got caught by the cops. It was another mobster that took you out, and it's like, just, man, keep your head down and just do your business. Rake in the money and do it quietly. Why you gotta make waves? You don't need all that territory south. You got the north. You got all the north. Let Capone have the south. No, just couldn't happen.
Yeah. I do think it is interesting that like just enough people knew not to say anything.
Mm-hmm. I think that's also just kind of a marker of like the times that they were, in the sense that, I mean, there's as far as I've ever known, there's still, you know, mob activity that happens these days, but it's not like people know what's going on. You know, like this was an era when people knew about the mob, they knew who they were, they knew what they were doing. Well, and it was also prohibition, so it's like you were, especially if you had like a speakeasy, you were probably getting supply through the mob. And so it's just weird to think that like this was an era when this kind of thing would happen, and like you were saying, like passersby would just be like, nope, I'm not calling nobody. I'm walking the fuck away because that's the mob shit going on. I'm going home.
Like, leave me out of it.
Yeah, exactly. They're doing their own thing. I'm not doing it. And it's like today.
You know, there's some uppity person up in there being like, you know how many people you have scarred for life.
Yeah.
For showing your ugly face around here. I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, you know, it's for something like really dumb.
You could just imagine, like, if this was an event that was transcribed like to today, the people who are throwing their hands up and walking away, there's someone who is like pulling out their cell phone and like trying to record things, and like, well, people have to know about this, and it's like, no, walk away. You're about to die. This is some mob shit going on. You got to get out of there. And they're like, no, they can't just do this in my neighborhood. And it's like, man, you don't understand. This is the 20s. You got to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, but, I do love when people do that and then incriminate themselves.
Yes.
Like there was one where this lady like pulled out her phone and she was harassing a man of color, and she was like trying to be like, you're hurting me, you're doing these things to me. He's like, I'm not touching you.
Yeah.
I'm not close to you. I'm just trying to walk home. I'm walking in the park.
Yeah.
In a public space. And she was like, did you see that? He hit me. And you're like, oh.
My favorite are the ones that are like, it's a black guy like in a car filming a woman who is more or less verbally assaulting him, and she is accusing him of stealing the car, and he's like, this is my car. Like, what are you doing?
That car. I own it. My name is on the registration.
He's like holding up the key fob. He's like, these are my house keys with my car. This is my, he's like, I worked my ass off for this car. This is my car. What do you, and she just assumes that he's stolen it. And it's like, no, yeah, you can't get away with that shit these days. Which you shouldn't. Like, it's,
you shouldn't.
Yeah. Leave people alone. Yeah.
Yeah. People, I swear. Although maybe, I mean, I'm waiting for like some deathbed confession from like an old mobster or something. Or like one of their wives. I bet it'd be like a family member deathbed confession. And they'd be like, I know who did it.
I know who killed Bugs Marone. I know who did it. And the story is going to go to the highest bidder. So, Mom, you're already rich because of, the illegal crime. Remember Dad was involved with like organized crime?
She's like,
and you
nah.
have Yes. She's like, that was his money. I want my money. My money comes from selling the story. I was like, all right, Ma. All right.
Okay, Ma.
Okay, Ma. And again, I'm going back to New York. This is Chicago. Yeah, no, I'm doing the wrong accent.
That's anyway. All right. That is our story. Please tell me about our pairing today, since we didn't talk about it before.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping we would just go past it.
It was Valentine's Day chocolate.
Yes.
See my wink in there.
I had what I thought was a great idea, because I wanted it to be sort of Valentine's themed, but not like traditional things. So we went with a wine pairing, which you'll notice is not actually the wine that I recommended. Well, you can't really read it. This kind of off topic. This is a very Midwestern thing, a cranberry rhubarb wine that is Wisconsin. It's a company called Three Lakes Winery. Very good. That is not the wine that I had for this week's pairing. I had a wine that is also Wisconsin based. It's from a company called Waller. It's either Wallersheim or Wallersheim Winery. And it is Blushing Rose. My whole theme for this week was that, like, kind of a modified Valentine's Day thing. So the wine was a rosé. I don't think I succeeded. The wine I was drinking was called Blushing Rose, and it was delicious. It was sort of a Moscato, but more, I don't know, it was sweeter, and Moscato is pretty sweet. So if you like sweet wines, I highly recommend Blushing Rose. The reason that I'm a little timid about it is because I thought I knew enough about artichokes to make them. And I will post the pictures that I got of the first thing that I made, which was raw artichokes that I just cut in half, and I knew enough to like take off the outer petals that are like really hard and whatnot. And I just put some oil on them with some salt and pepper and roasted them, and they were terrible. They were absolutely awful. They were pure garbage. And so then we were planning on recording yesterday. So I got a thing of canned artichoke hearts, because I'm like, okay, I know that you can eat the hearts, like that's what you usually eat. And so I got a can of those. I strained them out. I washed them. I put some oil on them again, and I got some salt and pepper and some thyme, and I put them in the oven, and they were also terrible.
Oh.
They were like,
I was hoping those would have turned out better.
They were. Oh no, that's the thing. They were better. They were edible, and they were still awful. I think I put too much time on them, but I'm gonna have to give them a 3 because they were the worst. They were just I've definitely had like artichoke things, not even just like dip, but I've definitely had like appetizers and entrees that had artichokes involved in some way, and they were delicious. And you had mentioned that you boiled them. I did baking. I roasted them in the oven for so long at so many degrees. It did not work out. They were terrible. I just don't think I want to cook an artichoke. So yeah, I'm going to give the artichokes a 3. And the whole theme there was just that artichoke hearts, you do heart-shaped things. And so I thought it was
roses.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Hearts and roses. I thought it was going to be great.
I picked it up. I was like, oh, cute.
Yeah. The wine, I really can't say enough. I think I got to give it a 9. It was better than I expected it to be. I was just like in the store, and it was Wisconsin based, and I'm like, oh, I'm in Wisconsin, I'll tell you. And it's absolutely delicious. It's the pair is a 5. They do not complement each other as far as I was concerned. Which again, I cannot stress enough is my doing. I don't think I know how to do artichokes, and I will maybe try again in the future, but I think there's a way you can do artichokes and have it be paired with wine that would work, but I did not do it well. So
yeah, so about my artichokes.
Oh, okay.
I had Gabriel roast up some for me. And
okay, now I'm intrigued.
They're like artichokes.
Yeah.
My preferred method, which I bought 2 and he only cooked up the 1, so I'm gonna try again.
Oh, okay.
With the other one. And as you said earlier, I like to boil them.
Right.
So that it usually makes them like really tender. And that's the thing I love about it. And then what I'm going to do when I make it is do like a garlic thyme butter.
Yeah. Okay.
The
That sounds
recipe you
delicious.
sent me had like thyme on the artichokes. I feel like with roasting it just like the flavor doesn't cook in quite as much.
Sure. Yeah.
Whereas like you got it in the butter, you're spooning that delicious buttery goodness into your mouth.
Yeah.
I feel like can't really go wrong there. That will taste delicious. And I can say from having like stuffed artichoke, the way you cook it is like you boil it first, shove everything up in there, which is like you kind of peel like the petals apart and you put like a cheesy bacon mixture in there, and then you roast it so it kind of like gets a little melty and gooey with the cheese. And I feel like that works well, and that like you get the tenderness for the hearts from boiling it, but then you get like a little crisp in there. But I mean, bacon also makes everything taste delicious. So
it's hard to go wrong with bacon. I like everything that you mentioned. I had found when I was kind of like looking at recipes, because I usually just try to make things up. I'm not a chef. I'm not a cook, but I try to make things that are just off the top of my head and unique. But I have no idea what to do with artichokes, and so I found a lot of things that were like either stuffed artichokes, or you were saying, like boil them and then you pull the like individual leaves off and you kind of eat like the meat that's at like the base of the leaves. And I've definitely done that before, but like in restaurants. And I'm like, I just want something that's a little simpler. And I definitely wanted it to involve the artichoke hearts. Like that was the whole point, is that it's Valentine's themed. And so the thing that I sent you was, as far as I knew, like raw artichokes. But yeah, I have learned that I just do not know enough about artichokes or how to cook them, because I chopped them in half. I cut off like the tops of the leaves that were like the really hard and like kind of pointy bits. I got rid of the base, and I'm like, okay, that's the heart. I can cut them in half and I can put, oil on them and everything. I also didn't know that they have life-threatening little like hairs on the inside of them, which I did not get rid of before cooking or attempting to eat. And I was sitting, I don't remember what we were watching, but Lily was sitting there just watching me just suffer through trying to eat like petals of artichokes. She's like, how's your veggies over there? And I'm looking at her, I'm like, they're great. As I'm like,
they're great.
Yeah, as I'm like half crying and just suffering through this.
I love it so much.
Yeah. And then, like I said, I even got the canned ones, so it's like all the work is done. It's just the artichoke hearts, and it's still I think honestly with the artichoke hearts, when I roasted them, I just used too much time. There was just clearly way too much seasoning. So if anyone is listening to this and attempts it, I hope you know more about artichokes than I do, because they definitely can be done well. And for this week, at least, they were not. They were done very poorly. And so the rating reflects that, because ew.
Yeah, that is the fun part about boiling them, is that you get all the way down there and then you have to like scoop the hairs out before you can then eat the heart. But
well, and that's the other thing. Like, I technically did it right, because I checked a few different recipes and they all said that you're supposed to cook it first because it makes it easier to remove the little hair things. And even that, it just did not go well. Like when I got out of the oven, they were, I think I might have also cooked them too hot, too long. I don't know.
Okay.
It did not go well. So
that is okay.
It is. But, that's how we learn.
Yeah. I will say the rosé I picked, because you just said rosé, so I was like, okay, cool. I went with 19 Crimes Cali Rosé by Snoop Dogg. Ooh. And it is
nice.
by far my favorite rosé.
Okay, shit. I'm gonna look that up.
It's on the sweeter side. And it's just a good rosé. Last time I bought it, I made Gabriel try it, and he's not huge on rosé. He likes Moscato, but he's not huge on rosé.
Oh, okay.
And he loved it. And it's Snoop Dogg, so like
he's not going to put his name on anything. Yeah, he's not going to put his name on anything that sucks. And I just like the idea that I don't know if he's just marketing it or if he's actually making it. I like to think that he's actually producing it, and if he is, there's just something adorable about Snoop Dogg making a rosé. And I'm sold on just that by itself.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give my artichokes about a 4. Just because I want them cooked a certain way now, and I will now accept probably nothing less.
Okay.
And the rosé is gonna be a solid 10 because chef's kiss, amazing.
Oh shit, okay.
That is how I feel about this wine.
I do love the idea that Gabriel works in a kitchen and you're just like, you didn't make them right.
I haven't told him that.
You did now. It's recorded forever. Well, I also didn't boil them, so I might try that next time. I don't know why I was so intent on roasting them. It just felt right somehow, but like I said, it just didn't work. So anyway. Maybe next time. Try it.
When I saw that he made them, I was like, you didn't boil them? And he's like, you said to roast them. And I was like, I did say that.
Which is also...
I was like, this is my own fault.
Because that's just what I pulled out. Like, it seemed like... I kind of go back and forth between trying to do something that's like semi-complicated and kind of easy. And I mean, easy generally means opening a package. So this was kind of in between. And I'm like, I'm not going to boil water and then put artichokes in them. I'm like, fuck that. And my quicker route did not get good results. So we will try artichokes again at some point in the future and hopefully do them better. And we will
boil them next time.
And hope for the best.
Yes.
So,
yes.
With that being said, if you have any recommendations for how we can prepare artichokes, you can visit us at email us, not visit us, at peculiarpairingspod@gmail.com. You can visit us on Twitter at peculiarpairpod or Instagram at at peculiarpairingspod, and check us out on Patreon. Why not? Yeah.
Yeah, that is about all we have for you today.
Well, thanks for listening with us, everybody, and hopefully your artichokes turned out better than mine did.
That is the hope. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, did it twice. Both turned out bad. Hopefully
next time.
Next time we'll go for boiled artichokes and hope for the best.
Yes.
So happy Valentine's Day to everybody listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.